fine.
Yeah, so
I'm
let's
on
start with
Tuesday.
Tottenham versus Arsenal. Okay, let me go first because you guys don't seem as if you want to go first. Landlord, especially the landlord. And you also write a first, John. So yeah, I have to say what I got from Tottenham is exactly what I was expecting. But Arsenal were just okay. I expected that from Arsenal as well, but it was just too poor. I'm sure from now on we won't be previewing any of their games because they're not a big team anymore because we concentrate on the big teams, right? It's just a question. Yeah, maybe we don't have to talk about Arsenal anymore because they're so bad. But I wanted to ask you guys, have you seen a better duo in the Premier League era that's as good as Harry Kane and Son?
Like all
I think.
time?
Yeah.
JT and Lampard.
No, but then they're not scoring the goals. We have to talk about the guys who are scoring the goals. Okay, Nigel, what do you think?
Okay.
I think in terms of players up front, I think ability-wise, I mean, both players having so much ability, I don't think so. Recently, I think of Dzeko and Aguero that one season or so. Can also throw in Thierry Henry and he's number 10 there when he had what's his name? The guy who did the turning thing.
No, Beckham,
exactly. Yeah, those are the ones that come. Those are the ones that come, to the top of my head. But I don't think ability-wise, there's been both players having such ability is ridiculous.
Guys, there's literally a duo in the Prem right now that you're like avoiding.
Who's that?
Come on, are we gonna forget the team that won the league? Are we gonna forget the Mane and Salah duo?
No, but those are mostly like a trident.
No.
With
exactly.
with the never scoring Firmino.
Yeah, but like even if it's like Firmino, even when he wasn't performing, they were still a fire duo, Like I don't know, that's the first one that comes into my mind currently in the Prem.
I don't know. I think
No, but those guys literally hate each other.
It's the same.
Like
exactly.
literally, like they actually don't like each other, but they so happen to be on the same team.
Why do you say that, Linda?
Because you can tell there's no chemistry. They don't give each other the ball. They are just in the same team and they have the same agenda, which is to win matches, and that's what they do. But they're not cool like that.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
the all-time duo is of course Rooney and Van Persie, 100%.
What?
Rooney and Van Persie.
Landlord, come on! It's like they played for 1 year. Literally, like maybe 1 year.
Okay. But
like the length doesn't matter. Huh?
The length doesn't matter, but
how long has
was that really a duo?
Doing this?
Son and Kane have been in it for maybe about 3 years. I don't know.
Yeah, but you can't count those years when they were finishing mid of the table. Come on.
Yeah, you feel
okay.
100%.
Okay, let me give you this stat. Son and Kane are still going on, right? They're still a duo. They're still playing. Amongst the duos that were put on this graphic, let me check. It's saying they've got 31 goals in the Premier League. Only one other duo is better than that record. That's Drogba and Lampard with 36. I'm sure these guys are gonna break that record like very, very soon.
Definitely.
So
for me, I feel like if you say all time, for me, it just doesn't come down to statistics. It also comes down to how long have you been doing it for. So if they're consistently doing this for the next 3-4 seasons, then yes, we can do that. But for real, last season, yes, Tottenham was scoring goals, this, that, and the third, but they're not really on fire like that. This
season, I mean, 2 years ago, you wouldn't have said Son and Kane. Yeah. They would not even be an option.
Yeah.
I mean, in January, you wouldn't have said Son,
but I feel, I know we're all in agreement. I agree. You guys have made me see the light. I'm mostly confused most of the times. I just spew some stats, and I believe right away without getting that perspective. So I need that perspective from you guys to then understand why it's really the way you think it is. So we can move on from this Son and Kane shit, right? Because they're actually not the best that's ever been around.
No.
Yeah, but they're on their way, though. They're on their way.
Okay, yeah, okay, they're on their way.
But
So,
the issue as well,
yes.
Even when it comes to Son and Kane, they don't have that flair, that flamboyance, that swag that you need from a perfect duo. You get what I'm trying to say? They don't have that from Ronaldinho at all. They don't have that.
I'm not thinking about Durex over
Nah, dog. Nah, listen, like real talker. They don't have that Ronaldinho at all. You get what I'm trying to say? You remember that for years. Just scoring goals is not enough.
They're basic.
Yeah, scoring goals is not enough.
She's salty because she's just salty because she supports Chelsea.
I think that's the issue here.
Chelsea in this group? I'm not the only one.
But we're not biased.
Yeah.
When it
comes from Mumbai, there's a certain bias.
Chelsea. The only thing I said about Chelsea was Lampard and JT. Like otherwise, like I didn't mention it. Like I know we don't have
everyone here supports Chelsea. Or
Why am I here? Lindley is the only one who's not woke. You know, he's not part of the woke generation because he supports it. And
what team does he support?
Old historic club like
Chelsea is a political party. That's not a club.
What do you mean Chelsea is a political party?
What team does he support?
Manchester United.
Manchester United.
I see why he was not in a hurry to mention it.
Whoa, okay.
Joking.
Yeah, shots fired.
Yeah, shots fired. Still.
I know you guys are playing Europa, eh?
Yeah. Yes. But guys, okay, in all seriousness, let's give Lendo a chance to just maybe try to explain to me why I should believe that maybe there's hope for us now after all that has happened in the past few weeks, all that happened yesterday. Why do you think, how can Arsenal possibly move on from this with the coach that they have, who's totally a bad coach, in my opinion? My opinion is just like the wind, it changes. Last few weeks ago, I liked him, but my opinion is driven on facts. The facts a few weeks ago suggested that maybe something could be done with Arteta. But right now, at the moment, I see nothing. I don't see light.
I feel you. Now, for me, I feel like Arsenal need to, as a team, you have the way you play, you have the way the board runs everything, like the culture of the club. The culture of the club of saying, we take youngsters, we don't have like really experienced players, we're building around the people that have potential. They need to move away from that. It's not working anymore. The league is now too technical. The league is now, you need people with experience. That midfield, that's, what's his name? The small kid. I think he was number 7. What's his name?
Bukayo Saka.
That kid should go back to play League 3 or, I don't know, under 21s or whatever it is. He doesn't deserve to be in the Premier League. He's not good enough.
He's literally a top 5 under 21 player.
He's not class enough. He is not class enough, trust me. He reminds me of that Chelsea player. What's the guy's name? The guy you were cursing, Nigel, on the internet. What's his name?
Tammy Abraham.
Nah. I think he's a winger.
He's a winger. Odoi.
Winger. Yeah, he came this season. He shouldn't be playing.
Timo's a joke, man.
He's the same as that kid. Those people, they don't need to be playing in the league anymore. 100%.
I don't think you're talking about Saka. I think you're talking about another person.
But when you look at Arsenal, I think literally is like the brightest spot at Arsenal at the moment.
That's true.
Even
Saka. Yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what? I think people, the way people analyzing football these days is way different from the original way that people need to look at this game. Why do you say that? What's the potential? Why are you saying that is the brightest spot?
I mean, even if you look at last night's game against Tottenham, I think in the second half they had the ball. They had more of the ball. They were getting in crosses. They had more touches in the opposition penalty box. But I think every team kind of has that. You look at Chelsea, they have Mason Mount. You look at Manchester United, they have Bruno Fernandes. You look at Manchester City, they have Phil Foden. They have that neat player in those tight spots. And I think Saka does that for Arsenal to a certain extent. I think he takes people on. He can move around in those tight areas. I think he's, for his age and where we see him going, I think he's very good, and I think he fits into that Arsenal side. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because this kid is 18 and this is his like first year in the Prem. Like,
exactly. I think he's doing really well.
Yeah.
That's the issue. The issue. You can't be a big club. Yeah, continue.
The problem at Arsenal for me is the creativity, right? Mm-hmm. You can't throw Saka in there and expect him at his age, at his experience level, to say, come on, carry Arsenal, basically. That's what you're saying. Yeah. You can't really do that. You can't say you will create all the chances for Aubameyang. No, you can't really do that. And it also comes down to the way I think Arsenal are playing. They don't, I mean, if you say, okay, Arsenal are going to whip in 36 crosses last night, who's going to get at the end of those crosses? Aubameyang has scored 3 or 4 headers in his Arsenal career. Nobody's, what's the point of those crosses, honestly? They had the touches in the opposition box, but I just think that the creativity, they need Ozil, if I'm being frank. They need him. Yeah. They're going to have
What position does the kid play? What position does that kid play?
Plays down the left, either left back or left wing.
For me, I feel like when I was targeting him, it wasn't literally about him, the person, but the fact that Arsenal has a reputation of getting youngsters and people that are not experienced enough to handle big boy business. Like you said, clubs you mentioned, Bruno Fernandes, you have all these other guys, Mount and whatever. The other big clubs really do have people in these positions that are influential, that can carry the game. But Arsenal keeps doing it time and again they keep bringing kids that are not good enough. Aubameyang is still the same guy, but he's just not getting those clear-cut chances anymore. But he's still that same guy. Of course, he's off form, this, that, and the third. But someone of his caliber, if he gets 5 chances, he's scoring 2. But if he gets 3 chances, he's scoring none.
Is it really about them having experienced heads, or it's about the way they're playing? I mean, they have Willian. Willian should be experienced enough, honestly. We can't say he should be able to do it. You have, obviously, Thomas got injured again last night, but he's a good addition in there. Maybe at the back, maybe you can say David Luiz. I'm not a fan of him, but yeah, he's got the experience, Yes, he has a mistake in him here and there, but he can do it, on a regular basis if they need him to. I just think it's the way they're playing. They don't really have a style, if I can say. And especially when teams like set up the way Jose Mourinho did yesterday, they can't open them up. They can't do it. It's not
like
possible.
Creativity.
Exactly.
And creativity doesn't come literally, just doesn't come from talent. Creativity comes from being in those situations time and again, which equates to experience. So if they keep not having experience, no matter how talented you are, if you're facing one of the toughest teams and that are tactically on point, sometimes you need to be the type of person that's been in that situation before, so that you can bring the magic, you can do this, that, and the third. And for the past 4 or 5 seasons, Arsenal has not had players in vital positions that are experienced enough to do that. Or
it can come both ways. It can come both ways. They're talented players. They're talented players that do it. Mason Mount is not experienced. He's far from experienced, but
that's what I'm saying. Saka is not. When it comes to talent, Saka is not.
But guys, I have something to say. I feel a bit unfair to put that much pressure on Saka when I remember I listed down my top 5 favorite under 20, and I put Phil Foden, Saka, Odoi, Curtis Jones, Mason Greenwood. And it's like out of those 5, the only one receiving pressure in this conversation is Saka. But the rest who play for the other teams, it's like, oh, he's an amazing youngster, so much potential. But now Saka, you expect him to be 18 and carry Arsenal or make big moves in Arsenal, but you don't expect that from Curtis Jones. You don't expect that from Phil Foden. You don't expect that from Mason Greenwood. For them, they're young talents, but for Saka, he's not at that caliber to play for Arsenal. That doesn't make sense. Like, if we're going to say Saka's not at that level, you have to box the rest of the under-20s in that same box.
Because that team doesn't have someone that we can go to and say, this person needs to take responsibility. This person needs to be a leader. There's no leader in that team.
In Arsenal?
Yes.
So why is that Saka's problem? That's not the 18-year-old boy's problem.
Okay, yes, but he's the talent.
Step up and be that person.
He's the talent. He's the talent. So if you are the talent and you're given the big boy boots, you have to perform.
No, but okay, I'm going to try and defend.
I don't know.
I'm going to try and defend Landlord here. I think what he was implying was the club as a whole are actually putting the kid in this position where too much is expected of him, but they actually have someone who they're paying around 350 grand a week to sit at home.
He's chilling.
Exactly.
My man is chilling, drinking coffee like
he's on Twitter. He's watching like me.
Yeah, he's on Twitter. He's always on Twitter. And I wanted to bring this up. Speaking of Ozil and Arsenal's lack of creativity, if this match had happened 2 years ago, and they would have lost this way, and he was on the pitch, I think it was just going to be a scapegoat. Like, he's been a scapegoat for a lot of the time when it has come to Arsenal losing these big games. They were going to hammer him, but now he's not there, and the situation remains the same. So what is the solution to this? It's actually worse, exactly. They can't even beat the small teams now.
I think we should move from Arsenal.
Okay. One more question on Arsenal, guys. Yeah, okay.
I was just going to say, on the Ozil situation, I think they need to bring him back. First of all, besides what's going on at Arsenal right now, you can't pay someone 350,000 to not play. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. At least sell him, get rid of him, in the last transfer, get rid of him.
It's not easy. It's not easy because no one wants that guy. Truth be told, I had to be this guy.
I don't think so.
I don't think
club you can say no one wants us.
I'm sure Juve would take him.
Not want him as in we want him, no, but want him as in willing to sacrifice that amount of money that Arsenal will require to bring him in. Of course, people would want him, but willing to sacrifice that amount of money, a club, high top class club that's willing to sacrifice for Ozil with his style of play, none.
Okay,
that's on me.
I get you, Landlord. But why not structure something like what Tottenham did with Gareth Bale, whereby maybe they can show Arsenal, if you guys really want to get rid of this guy, pay 70% of the wages, then we'll pay the remaining 30%. It would be a good deal. I don't know why Arsenal can't get rid of him. And okay, one more question on Arsenal before we move on. If Arteta loses the next game, guys, do you think he still deserves to be the coach of this team? I'm running out of excuses for him.
No, I don't think it's Arteta's fault. I think he doesn't have players. That squad is full of childish people.
Yeah.
Amen.
Are you guys
They're just childish. They just need to rejuvenation. It just needs a whole exorcism to the whole club.
So you guys are just gonna keep overrating this guy just because he was sitting next to Pep Guardiola for a couple of years?
You're getting it wrong. Like, for us saying Arteta's not the problem, it's not us saying Arteta's an incredible manager,
Thank you.
We're not saying, okay, Arteta is right next to Jurgen Klopp. It's just saying he is not the sole cause of Arsenal's problems. Exactly. Like, he's not the number one reason for all the problems.
I agree with that, but I think he's actually compounding the problems. When you watch these guys play, especially now when there's no fans, right? It's been a blessing. So at least you can hear him. He's shouting every time. These players don't even have freedom. He's like, Bellerin, step with your left leg. Berlin, now use your right leg. It's like telling them everything to do. He's not even giving them freedom. No,
because they can't do it by themselves.
You have to do that.
No, but
you have to do that.
Wait.
There's no leadership.
Listen to my reasoning, guys. My reasoning is now they're taking like 4 seconds on the ball. They're so labored because when Bellerin gets the ball, he literally has to step on the ball, then look by the side, wait for Arteta's instruction before he does anything. Because it's like if he plays before he's told to do anything, he's gonna get subbed. it's like
okay, but
they're now robots.
Look, like 5 minutes ago, you were agreeing with Denzel when he was saying Arsenal doesn't have that man on the pitch. They don't have that leader. So what's wrong with Arteta being that leader off the pitch? If they don't have one on the pitch, why can't Arteta be that off the pitch?
I was agreeing.
Since you're saying Bukayo Saka is not stepping up to the position, then Arteta's being the manager and stepping up off the pitch.
No, I was agreeing with Denzel to the fact of creativity. They're not creative enough. But I think Arteta is edging on
because they don't know what to do with the ball, so they want to be told. So what's the coach doing? He's telling niggas what to do.
All the time is spent telling them the opposition is getting back into a defensive position. They can't even counter-attack teams. They can't even, because when they get the ball, they have to literally stop for 10 seconds to get the next instruction.
Yeah, because if they play by themselves, they're going to lose the ball anyway. So it's the same result.
Just imagine your days leading that team. You get the ball, then Moyo is saying, "No, come on, Denzel, stop, don't play. Wait, go to the right, move to the right, now move to the left."
He was.
No, but come on, he gave you some sense of freedom to make your own decision.
Because there was leaders on the field.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I have a question. So right now you're low-key saying Arteta is being a bit too vocal. He's telling his players how to make every single move. But take it like this. What if Arteta took a step back and he was sitting back and letting them play? I feel like you then say he's not being a manager. He's just leaving them to play. He's not telling them what to do.
Yeah, you can never win.
Wait.
He was going to get criticized for both.
There's a difference.
I think the problem is Arteta has maybe a way he wants to play, right? The players themselves are not up for it. They're not at that level where you can allow them to where you can trust them. He doesn't have that trust because they can't do it.
Imagine he spent 2 years. Do you know who he had 2 years at Man City?
He was working with, the best players possibly on the planet.
Best players in the world, dog. Yeah.
So now when you go to Arsenal and you say, guys, this is how we want to play. This is how we want to play, and then you give them the games, you give them that freedom at first, and then you realize, hold on, this is terrible. This is not going out. You have to be on their backs. You have to be on the backs. So yes, you can. Yes, obviously he's the manager. Fair enough. He has to take some part of the blame. Fair enough. But I think they need better quality players in there. They need.
And at this level of professional football, why the hell did Son have all that space? Did you see that even on the television, dog? There was no one near him. Like literally, there was 2 meters around him. His radius, 2 meter radius. There was no one close to him. He hit that shot when he was by himself, literally, like he's playing golf.
Tactically, yesterday, what I can say about Arteta is, okay, you're away at Tottenham, right? You know Jose Mourinho is going to let you have the ball regardless. He wants you to come onto him. No, don't do that. Do what Lampard did. Back away from him. Tell him, you come, and then we'll hit you on the counter, because he's going to destroy you on the counter, because he wants you to have the ball, and you're not going to get through him. No way. So you say, okay, fair enough. You have it. You come onto us. We're away from home. You have to play. And we're fine with the point. You're not fine with the point. So let's go. I think that's what he should have done yesterday. But yesterday he seemed like he wanted to play, and he got hurt for it. Simple.
But like, are you guys going to completely rule out? Okay, I know this is not a big factor, but it's still something. I didn't watch first half, but I watched second half and stats, and Arsenal pretty much dominated the second half in all aspects. Like, are we completely ruling that out and saying that, they didn't do anything, game plan was so off? That shows that even if they lost 2-0, they did something. So something was working, definitely.
No,
so we can't completely rule out and say, what a trash game. Like, they completely dominated.
Like what Naz is saying, like what Tunas is saying. Yes, second half, better game, better performance. They start in the third, cool. But they were putting in crosses. Lacazette is literally like 5'6". Like Aubameyang has scored 3 or 4 headers before. You keep whipping in crosses. It's not working. Let's do something else. They don't even have the mental capacity to realize that. They just keep whipping in crosses time and again.
Wait, Denzel, that's what
you
I'm
can't
saying.
do that if you're a top
That's what
club.
I'm saying.
You can't.
That's what I'm saying. They keep doing the same thing, crossing the ball all the time because they're being told to cross it. I'm sure if Bukayo Saka had tried to play a through ball yesterday, he was going to be told, get off the pitch. Because the coach is just telling him to cross it all the time. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
this coach is
I mean,
overrated.
if you look at it, Chelsea did, okay, not the whole match, but we did the same thing against Tottenham for a certain period when Reece James and Chilwell were crossing. And that's when people were like, oh, Tammy's missing a lot of shots. He's missing a lot of shots. But we kept crossing. And our only solution was to put Giroud in to get someone who might, make contact with the ball when it's crossed. So crossing does result in goals, but I think the issue is no one is finding that cross. Same way Tammy was doing when we played Tottenham. Like Reece made like 27 crosses, or I'm exaggerating.
Yeah,
what?
Tammy is taller. Tammy is way taller than...
But then they have David Luiz who can header. David Luiz was headering at Chelsea, so it's not like they only have Saka. Like Luiz should step up.
Wait, but he wasn't playing yesterday. But the thing is, for a guy like David,
did he not play?
Yeah, maybe when it comes to set pieces, yes, he might get you that odd goal. But crossing in open play all the time to a guy like Lacazette versus giants like Eric Dyer and Alderweireld, it's
imagine.
Like it doesn't work.
Yeah,
exactly.
I know Lacazette has a big head and stuff, but it's too much.
And he likes backing into man.
Yeah, he likes backing into man all the time. Lacazette should seriously leave us now. That's the last thing I've got to say about this thing.
Yeah, we won't go there again.
Yeah, I think a club like Rennes or something like that in France to take him should better go play. He's not Arsenal level.
Or Malaga.
Or Malaga, exactly. Are they even in La Liga or they're in the other division?
Violating Lacazette, guys.
No, but okay, but on a fair note, okay, if I could say something about Arsenal attacking wise, I think he actually looked like the bright spark yesterday in certain moments. But it's only because I think Arsenal only had the ball for so long because only Tottenham let them have it. So it looked like they were playing well in the second half, but it's just because Tottenham wanted them to play that way.
Yeah, I mean.
Nah, this Arsenal thing is long.
For you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to comment too much in game because I was watching on and off. But would you guys say Arsene Wenger was a good manager at Arsenal?
Yes.
Yes, he was.
Okay, so currently Arsene Wenger and Arteta have the exact same win percentage. Like literally the exact same. Or Arteta slightly more. Like 57.2 and 57.5. So Wenger. I just want to say back to the manager thing. Like, let's not completely rule out Arteta yet because he's literally has the same percentage as Arsene Wenger. I mean, of course, you can't compare because Arsene was there for like 100 years. Exactly. So he had more games to lose. Okay, I know that. I knew someone was
and the way
that,
they play, the way they think, it's all Arsenal.
Yeah.
Everything about Arsenal is Arsenal.
Let's give Arteta a few more weeks. I would say give him till January and see what happens.
Okay, yeah. This was my question. So let's say we get to the 31st of December and Arsenal are now 17th. Maybe they won't be 18th. As Raikin said, they've got about enough to stay in the Premier League this season. That's about it. If they're 17th on the 31st of December, should Arsenal make a decision?
Should Arsenal
who are they bringing in? The big question is, who are they bringing in?
No, but
who's going to take Arsenal in 17th position?
Arsenal are cheap. So obviously, they're not going to go for the top managers. But there's a certain legend who's just become available. He's just been sacked. Patrick Vieira. So Patrick Vieira, I'm sure you take the job. He loves Arsenal with his heart.
What is this man saying?
Arsenal is not taking a black man.
Why are you saying that? But a guy like Patrick Vieira, surely they take him.
No.
Why would Arsenal take Patrick Vieira?
Why would Arsenal take Vieira? Because he was there and he played for them and he was part of the dream team.
Wait, I'm saying, of course, if they sack Arteta, they're not going to go for a Pochettino or an Allegri because they don't like spending money.
They're definitely going to do that because they're a big club.
But they don't like spending money.
I think they'll go for Allegri, to be honest.
They have to.
I'd be very surprised.
Because United has basically claimed Poch, so the only other option is Allegri.
No, guys.
Unless they want to become a mid-table team now.
Wait, what I'm saying is Allegri would be the top choice. He would be the most able. He would be the most qualified because he's a good manager. But I'm just trying to be in Arsenal's thinking. Yeah, I'm just trying to be cheap. They're not gonna go for a guy who's good and expensive. They'd rather go for someone who's bad and cheap. Just like Arteta. Arteta is a soft appointment because one, it doesn't cost so much. If they decide to sack him tomorrow, they don't have to pay much compensation. Just imagine because when they took Arteta, Allegri was available. If you sack a guy like Allegri, you have to pay a lot of bucks to sack him. When you sack a guy like Arteta,
I don't think that's how they viewed it. I think it wasn't a money situation. For me, it was like, who has the spirit? The same way we took Ole and we took Giggs. It's just, we want to keep the spirit of the club, and these people have been with us through thick and thin, and they know what we stand for, and they have a potential. Let's do this. Not because it's a money situation.
Landlord. When you say about the spirit of the club, who knows the spirit of Arsenal better than Vieira? Who knows the spirit of winning at that club more than Vieira? So they just want to get him because he's black.
He's been disconnected for time as well. He's been gone for a very long time.
Yeah.
They need someone that's experienced because they know what's going on. Like these clubs, like let's forget football for a second. These are businesses. And if a business is going down the drain, all you want to do, they know that the fans and everyone else that's invested and the investors and the sponsors and everyone, as long as they do not perform and are not of a certain caliber, these people start pulling out this, that, and the third. So they will sacrifice to get a top-class manager after 100%.
Okay,
and bring in some players.
Let's wait for Allegri.
Yeah, and bring in some players.
Let's wait for Allegri's, because it's the only hope Arsenal have at the moment.
Thank you for watching TK Sports. For more awesome content from this channel, please subscribe. And also, engage with us on our social media platforms down in the description below.